Okay, so we'll start by adding fractions that have got the same denominator. So for example, if we've got 2/8 and we add 3/8, we'll end up with 5/8. So we're working in eighths, so the eighths stay the same. 2/8 add 3/8 is 5/8. We have 6/12 add 4/12. So now we're working in twelfths. 6/12 add 4/12. It's 10/12. We're going to do some subtractions. 8/9 take away 3/9. So we're working in ninths. 8 take away 3, 8/9 take away 3/9 leaves 5/9. Eight twelfths take away 2/12. So we're working in twelfths. 8/12 take away 2/12. 6/12. So when we're adding or subtracting fractions, as long as the denominator, the number on the bottom, is the same, then we can work with them and just look at the numerator, number on the top. Okay, so when we have fractions that have got different denominators, it's a little bit more difficult. So if I started with 8/10 add 2/5. Okay, so what we've got here, tenths and fifths, they're not the same, so we have to do something in order to make them the same before we can continue doing our sum. So I'm going to change these into tenths. So 8/10 stays the same, and 2/5 is the same as 4/10. Now in order to work out what I've done there, is I know that I've had to double the denominator. So to change from fifths to tenths, I've had to double it. So I'm going to double the top number as well. So I'm going to times the top number by 2 as well. So 2 times 2 is 4. So effectively I've scaled that fraction up from 2/5 to 4/10. It means the same thing. So 8/10 plus 4/10, I've now got the same denominator, so I can add those together. And I get 12/10. And if we've got 12/10, we should spot we've got 1 and 2/10. 1 and 2/10 can be written as 1 and 1/5. So subtracting fractions when they are got different denominators. 8/12 take away 2/3. So again here, two different denominators, so I can't deal with these at the moment. So I've got to change them to be the same. So 8/12 take away, and I'm going to change this into twelfths this time. So I've had to times my denominator by 4 to get it into twelfths. I'm scaling everything up by 4. If I've times the bottom by 4, I'm going to times the top by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. So 2/3 is the same as 8/12. I can now look at my sum. 8/12 take away 8/12 is no 12ths at all. 0. So if my fractions are not the same, 2 and 1/5 add 2/10. Okay, so again here I've got denominators that are not the same. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to leave the 2/10 just to show that it doesn't matter which way around I do this. And instead of 2 and a 5th, I'm now going to work in tenths. So I've had to double the 5 to get to tenths. So I've doubled the top because I'm scaling the whole thing up by 2. So 2 and 2/10 are 2/10 equals 2 and 4/10, which equals 2 and 2/5. Notice at this point, I could have changed 2/10 to be 1/5. I could scale my fraction down rather than scaling this fraction up, and I could have worked in fifths on one. Okay, so subtracting fractions when I've got mixed numbers. 3 and 3/8 take away 2/8. Okay, nice easy one to start. So I've got my whole number, I've got 3/8 take away 2/8, so a nice easy one there, 3 and 1/8. 3/8 take away 2/8 is the 1/8 and I've still got my 3. Make it a little bit harder. 4 and 8/9 take away 2/3. So this time I'm going to change my fractions so that the denominators are the same. I'm going to change them to ninths. 4 and 8/9 take away. Now to scale up thirds into ninths, I'm going to times by 3. So I'm going to times the top by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 3 is 6. 2/3 is the same as 6/9. So 4 and 8/9 take away 6/9. 8 take 6 is 2. So 4 and 2/9. And a harder one still. 3 and 1/8 take away 3/8. Okay, so I'm working with the same denominator, but this time I have to get the whole number involved. So what's happening here? 3 and 1/8 take away 3/8. Now, I can keep my whole number there. 1/8 take away 3/8. I'm going to go into negative numbers here. 1 take 3. I'm going to go into negative 2. So what I've started off here is I've left my whole number. 1/8 take away 3/8 is negative 2/8. Take away 2/8. And this helps me with my sum. So 3 take away 2/8 is 2 and 6/8. Okay, so another example for subtracting. 2 and 1/3 take away 2/3. Okay, so here I've got a whole number, which is my 2, and I've got 1/3 take away 2/3. So I'm working in thirds. 1/3 take away 2/3 is negative 1/3. So now I've got 2 negative 1/3, which equals 1 and 2/3. The final example of the hardest ones, we're going to have mixed numbers and we're going to have denominators that are different. So if I've got 6 and 2/5 take away 2/3. Okay, so the first thing I've got to do, I can't deal with fifths and thirds, I need to make these denominators the same. So with this example, I'm going to choose 15ths. I'm going to work in 15ths. So this is 6. How many 15ths is this going to be? So 5's into 15, I'm going to have to times that by 3, scaling it up by a factor of 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 3 is 6. Take away. I'm going to move these into 15ths as well. 3 times 5 is 15. So 2 times 5 is 10. So now I've got them into the same denominator, I can now do my sum. 6 and 6/15 take 10/15. I'm working in 15ths. 6 take away 10 is negative 4. So then I end up with 6 take 4/15 is 5 and 11/15. Okay, one more example. 3 and 2/9 take away 4/6. Okay, so again, I've got a whole number, I've got mixed denominators, so I need to sort these out first. So 9ths and 6ths, I'm going to work in 18ths. So if I change 9s into 18ths, I've got to double my denominator, so scaling up by a factor of 2, I'm going to scale the top up by a factor of 2, so that's 4/18. Changing the 6ths into 18ths, I'm scaling up by a factor of 3, so 3 6s are 18, so 3 4s are 12. So now I'm in the same denominator, I can now do my sum. 3, 4/18 take away 12/18. I'm working in 18ths. 4 take away 12, negative 8. So 3 take 8/18, 2 and 10/18. And you should spot that that now simplifies to 2 5/9.